All right, Knudson, we're out here at Dearborn Country Club. I got a full swing launch monitor in my hands. And the number one thing I know about the full swing launch monitor, Tiger Woods is involved and he uses one. You know a little bit more about the tech and the backstory to it. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this full swing launch monitor?
Yeah, so Full Swing, if you don't know, big manufacturer of full-size simulators. But started working with Tiger Woods, and Tiger said, I want a launch monitor that tracks exactly what my ball does from the second it leaves the club head to the second it hits the ground. So Full Swing got working, and here is the kit launch monitor. So I talked to the boys at Full Swing. They actually said Tiger's using the exact same hardware, the exact same software that we have here today, that any person would buy. He's not using a tour issue version, anything like that. It's the exact same one. But it's basically, built on high accuracy for a great price. So $5,000 gets you this unit that tracks all the same parameters that any of the more expensive units out there do. But it's extremely accurate. They've done software updates. The hardware in here is supposed to be pretty future-proof, and all the updates are done over Wi-Fi. So when you plug it into charge, it checks, sees if there's an update, downloads it, and you're ready to rock and roll.
Well, we're gonna test how accurate it is today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have two launch monitors going at the same time. One of the high-priced versions you might be familiar with. This one, the Full Swing, 5,000 bucks. They're gonna be going at the same exact time. We're gonna hit one shot. Both launch monitors are gonna measure it at the same exact time. We're gonna see if they stack up in the same window. We're gonna be looking at all the parameters, you know, launch angle, spin, ball speed, carry distance, and we're gonna see how they stack up. We just put the Full Swing launch monitor through the gauntlet.
Yep.
Tiger's launch monitor.
That's right.
So we hit from 4 different yardages basically. We went 55 yards, full swing gap wedge,
Yep,
7-iron, and driver.
that's right.
So what were some of your takeaways, positive or negative?
You know, one, I mean, I think we talked about it in the very beginning. I think the screen on this thing is awesome.
Loved it.
You know, I mean, a lot of different launch monitors, you have to have an iPad or your phone or whatever, and to be able to just turn around, look, see what your yardage is, see what your spin number is, whatever parameters you want to set on here, I think is awesome. It's super convenient. You don't even need to worry about where your phone is, where your iPad is. You can just walk to the range and use this thing and get really good, valuable numbers.
We were talking about this before, so you can have 4 numbers up there.
Yep.
You can choose any parameters you want, or you can only have 2 parameters if you want.
Just have
carry,
one.
distance, and spin, or just one.
Yeah, like if you were just sitting there and you just wanted to kind of dial in some wedges and make sure you're hitting a yardage that you want to hit, you can just have one number on there. So
That's really nice.
It's super portable. It fits into your golf bag, which is super nice. But I thought, you know, distance-wise, it was really accurate. I mean, we hit at, you know, different flags at different yardages out on that range. We were kind of picking targets, and everything that we hit at, it seemed to come up. Like if you came up short, the number was short. If you went long, the number was long.
We did have the laser out too, so we were lasering the yardages, seeing where the ball went, and obviously reading the numbers off the screen as well.
Yep. So I mean, I think you know, with those terms, you know, accuracy and all that was really, really good. I think the number was probably pretty accurate, especially with driver and things like that. It was probably pretty close.
What I liked is that, you know, with other launch monitors, no matter what the price range is, really, you'll get double spin rates or something that's like
Missed shots.
crazy weird.
Yep.
Like
a lot of missed
huge
shots.
outlier, and it's just like, all right, delete it. It didn't capture that. That didn't really happen to us here.
No, I mean, I think we saw what, maybe one number that we
I
were
think it
kind
was
of like,
one
wow.
from like 55 yards.
Yeah, there was one
where
spin number
the spin
that
rate was
probably doubled.
Yeah, probably double. But once you got into the full swing shots,
You didn't see any of those.
You didn't see anything like that. No issues in terms of like app connection.
Nope.
Or what are some of the other issues with the other launch monitors?
No, I mean a lot. At least from my experience with a lot of launch monitors, you get a lot of missed shots where you'll hit a shot where they're good, bad. You look back, and it's just blank.
Yep.
Or it's showing a previous shot or something like that. It really was amazing that you had very, very. I mean, I don't remember a missed shot on it, to be honest with you. But no missed shots. There was just it just works really well, and like I said, I mean the app is really useful. It takes video of every swing, so if you want to go back and take one of those
awesome
drivers that you roasted down the range, you could take a video of that and actually like Instagram. You can share it right from your phone, whatever, to anywhere you want to show it. The app has tons of stuff in it that you can use. You can star different shots if they're great. I mean, it's just really easy to use. You get all the different views.
Shows dispersion as well, right?
Yep, you get that bird's eye dispersion. You know, you can look at every parameter of every shot, and it saves it all, so you can go back to different sessions. Like we were kind of going back and looking through some of the data. I mean, we kind of had two different sessions. When we hit the 55-yard shots, we were at the short game area. So we could pull that up, and then we could pull up the next session, which was on the range. And, you know, it's really easy to kind of organize a lot of the shots that you hit.
I will say it's a nice all-in-one.
Yeah.
Like you get the video, you get the numbers, you can use it with an app, but you don't have to.
Yep.
You can have the numbers pop up right on screen. Like if I was going out for a grind session and trying to dial in my numbers, maybe I would just have carry distance pop up. Numbers really easy to see.
Yeah.
Like the black background with the white lettering. I think it's really nice and it pops.
Yep.
They probably like it because it shows up on Instagram and Twitter pretty well. And yeah, we were comparing it directly against a high-priced launch monitor, and we just kind of cracked the numbers right here. I got my notebook and my pencil out, and we were kind of just going through.
Yep.
They absolutely nail spin rate.
Yeah, it's absolutely spot on.
Like spot on against the high-priced launch monitor. I will say distance also very good.
Really good. Yeah, I mean, it was like I said, when you were hitting out on the range, and especially in the beginning, you know, lasering some flags and then hitting it, you know, going up, that came up short, and it was short, or whatever. I mean, I think the distance-wise, like they say, it tracks it from club to ball or club to ground, and it really does that.
Yeah, and then just looking at ball speed, 0.4 difference, 0.6 difference, 1 mile per hour difference on the driver. Like going into this, my biggest target, what I was looking at, was spin rate.
Yeah.
And I think they absolutely nailed spin rate. That's usually the one thing that launch monitors get wrong. Like it'll double, or it'll be like really way too low, like way outside the window.
100%.
And everything with the full swing was hitting like my averages. You know, what I would expect to see. There was nothing eye-popping out of the ordinary, or like we see it land at 160 and it was reading 188. Like nothing like that. And the fact to me that it's $5,000 versus 20, 25,000, you can go up
30,
to 50.
Yeah.
You know, I just think you get a lot of bang for your buck. And personally, I mean, I've tested, you know, the $500 ones, the $1,000 ones, or some sort of watch or an app on your phone. Like, I think you're definitely getting, one, a better user experience.
Yep.
Because you actually have the launch monitor, you got the display, it's really easy to use, very transportable. And two, I just think it's more accurate.
Yeah.
I trust it.
Yeah,
You know?
I think that the accuracy and the consistency of the accuracy is huge, because, like you said, some of the more inexpensive monitors, they work okay for certain things, but to kind of put everything in there and get it right almost every shot is really hard to do. And I think this is proving that, you know, for $5,000, you can get a launch monitor that you can really trust. You can take to the range and really dial in different clubs, you know, different shafts, things like that. You can really trust the numbers enough to, you know, really go dial in a full bag if you really wanted to.
Even in like their marketing materials and their advertising, they'll say, well, we're within 3 to 5%.
Yep.
Or 5 to 7% of the high-priced launch monitors. This, I don't see 3 to 5% off.
No.
Like I see very accurate numbers nearly all the way through.
Yeah.
And I would say, we were just kind of talking about it, the driver distance, the carry distance was the only thing that was like a bigger separation than everything else. But, you know, we're somewhat of experts in analyzing numbers, and judging on launch angle, ball speed, and spin rate, I would almost say the full swing was more trustworthy of a number.
I agree.
I feel like the other one was reading a little bit low, if anything. And the full swing was kind of more accurate to what I see on the course where we saw the balls were landing.
Yep.
So I don't know if, you could say a $5,000 launch monitor is more accurate than a $20,000, but just in my experience, I know we're talking about full swing and it's a full swing video, but I would say the numbers that I got with the full swing on the driver more accurately align with what I would expect.
Yeah, I agree. I think when I looked at your numbers, when we said, oh, there is a little difference there, and we looked, and I said, at your ball speed number, at your launch number, your spin number, all that's on there, the number, like you said, the distance number on the full swing seemed to be much, much more accurate. The other ones seemed to be far lower than it should have been,
right,
with all those parameters. And like you said, I played with you on the course. I know how far you can hit it. And the numbers that you were showing, and the numbers that we saw on the range of, the big oak tree, or, well, I don't know if it was an oak, the big tree at the back of the range that you were pounding balls into or beyond, shows that the number on full swing was definitely more accurate than the other monitor, I believe.
I completely agree. I mean, we ran the numbers. We were out there looking at where the balls were landing. I love the user experience of this. You don't have to use the app. I think that's what I like. I just like reducing, the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi. Like, just let me set it up and get some numbers. Because when I'm going out and practicing out on the course, like, it's so annoying when something disconnects or, there's some sort of, it's like preventing me from getting what I want.
Yeah.
And if you're paying thousands of dollars for a launch monitor, I want it right away.
Yeah, you want it to just work. And I think that's one of the things, especially with the app, that's just so easy. I mean, like pulling up averages, pulling up, like I said, putting both of our information there. You can add as many clubs as you want to the list. And it was really easy to add your clubs and my clubs and to, just sort through it. It was really, really simple. And to just pick what parameter you're looking for. Oh, you want to see the average spin of 10 shots? Boom, here it is. And those type of things, I think it's really simple in the app. And then, like I said, with all the other things that it comes with. I mean, it has indoor use. They're, always updating and working on that. So, I mean, if you have to, us northerners here, we're going indoors in a couple months, unfortunately. So the hitting mats and nets are going to become useful. But to have a unit that's $5,000 that you can take outdoors, get great yardages out here, get really good numbers, and then also bring it home, put it inside, hit into your net, and keep working throughout the year. I mean, that alone is huge at this price point.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, $10,000-$15,000 of drawback, like in the experience, I don't see what I'm missing out on. I'm pretty much getting everything that higher price launch monitors can offer. And if I was in the market, if I was going to buy something, I would highly consider going to full swing.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because it's a full swing video, because I wouldn't just say that. And I'm not just saying that because Tiger Woods uses it either.
Yeah.
I just think for the money, and you look at like the pros and the cons, and then we looked at the numbers, we put it through the gauntlet, and that's my takeaway.
Yeah, I agree. I think, especially sitting there looking at real world yardages out there on the range, knowing what we do on the course, and then hitting balls and looking at the numbers and all that, I mean, I think the full swing is really, really good. And, for the money, it's tough to argue that you should spend any more.
We usually do a podcast together. It's called Two Guys Talking Golf. This was Two Guys Testing Golf.
That's right.
And it was a pleasure doing some testing with you.
That's right. It was fun hitting the balls. So go ahead and check out Full Swing Golf. Check out the Full Swing kit. It's right on their website, but it's a really great unit. So check it out when you get a chance.